During the summer of 2013, over 1,000 wildfires burned throughout Colorado, totaling almost 200,000 acres. One of these, the West Fork Fire Complex, burned through the beetle-killed forest in the upper Rio Grande and San Juan watersheds of southern Colorado. While other fires in the state drew national attention due to their proximity to urban areas, the West Fork Complex went relatively unnoticed, with the exception of local communities dependent on ecological, recreational, and agricultural resources. This video series is a compilation of post-fire interviews, workshops, and research presentations highlighting the special conditions of the fire and the unique community outcomes. Through collaboration and partnerships, these mountain communities are learning to live with fire in the landscape.
While it's sad from a human perspective, we tend to think that trees are immortal, tend to think that the landscape is unchanging.
10 minutes of nonstop news starts with breaking news. The West Fork Complex fire growing exponentially, now estimated at about 30,000 acres and burning on the edge of the town of South Fork.
Actually, two fires burning on either side of Highway 160, starting closer there to Wolf Creek ski area, moving northeast toward South Fork.
A lot of things influence the size, the intensity of the West Fork. The fuel that was going at that point in time was a third of the way through the massive spruce epidemic we had. We had a lot of standing dead fuel that was there. Topography, it's steep, nasty country out here. We'd have north flows and it would push it back towards Pagosa Springs. We'd have direct westerly flows that would push it towards South Fork. The weather was setting up, we were in fire season.
June 19th, June 20th, Papoose blows up. All the attention is on the West Fork portion of the fire.
You've got two forests now involved, trying to manage a complex. My focus is on what's happening on the San Juan side. Rio Grande's focus is what's happening on the Rio Grande side. And then we're merging together in the morning at the end of the day, what's going on with each other.
What are we going to do next? Because we had a fire moving 6 miles an hour and it was recorded a mile and a half from South Fork.
You get over here, the bright blue sky, and that gives you a contrast to what we've got coming over the mountain over there. It's got us pretty concerned.
Communication is 90% of what happens, and being able to get people information was critical.
It was not only an economic blow to our county and our surrounding counties, but it was kind of a social blow. These are people that their whole livelihood is on the edge.
How do we as a community engage and take care of our watershed?
After the fire, we learned a very big lesson. Every one of us needs everyone else. And to succeed economically, to succeed socially, to succeed with our fire management, to succeed with emergency managers, all of us have to rely on everybody.
Where do you go after that? Here we are 2 years after the fire. There's a sense of complacency that kind of kicks in. Well, that happened, we made it through. That is a real challenge for whether it's REACT or the San Juan group or any other group that's trying to do pre-fire mitigation, economic recovery, but then have the capacity to have a group that's already functioning at a high level when the fire breaks out, or a flood, or some other disaster that happens. And you don't have to go out and create that out of chaos.
The things that we choose to do going forward will really be dependent on robust partnerships and people coming together with diverse funding sources and technical backgrounds and getting everybody in the room to develop multi-purpose projects. So you have benefits to recreation, to infrastructure, to watersheds, to wildlife.
We are very fortunate that on both sides of the divide we have these collaborative groups that have formed up. The other thing that I find really encouraging is that both those groups are taking science and building it and helping to inform what's happening and how we're the approach we're taking.
So this is what we do know. Fires are bigger over the last 10 years. They're more intense. And for our communities, really has an impact because of the long-lasting effects.